All right, boys. What's going on? Hamza, Ginger, Optimus, Nils, Andrew, Vladdy. Welcome. Obviously, a very, very good day. I hope you guys had a great day as well. Almost hit every single trade. I think we missed one, the Lucid calls. Cut them for like a tiny loss, so no big deal there. We came into today very bearish from last Friday. As you guys know, I held a bunch of puts over the weekend. And I do want to go over one thing that I missed on the session yesterday when my internet cut out, but I'll do that at the end here. So going over SPY first. Very clear in the morning, was very ugly. We were selling our puts down here with all our positions. Scaled out of most stuff. The rest of the stuff we have is free. And then we switched long. Why did we switch long? Because of the ES put wall that we noted this morning. 45.89 was the put wall. We went and dipped below to scare out all the rest of the bulls to get more shorts stuck in. And then we ripped over, came back, retested it, and then we just flew for the end of the day. The end of the day there, I think that was Vanna taking effect. A lot of people taking off their shorts. Obviously, at the end of the day, they don't know what tomorrow brings. Obviously, the daily candle is very, very bullish here on SPY, but we are still underneath this little line here. We could just back test to around 467-ish and then fail again. So that's why I was telling you guys at the end of the day, that's the only reason I sold Facebook. It's the only reason I wasn't too bullish. Obviously, we've been down on SPY for 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight. We opened down on SPY, so it was due for a bounce. Is it just a one-day bounce? I mean, if we get a second day reversal, if we get more strength tomorrow, it all depends on the CPI number on Wednesday. If we roll over tomorrow, it also all depends on CPI number on Wednesday. That's why I don't want to be in too many positions. I got you, Ginger. I'll go over that at the end there. SPY, exactly what I just said. Huge hammer candle. Nice buying today, but I mean, after 5 straight down days, that's kind of expected, right? We were getting oversold on the lower time frames. Like the hourly, like the 4 hour was, even the 4 hour on SPY was oversold. So if you guys watch this, I told you guys watch for patterns. Go on the 4 hour chart, look at the RSI. Almost every single time the 4 hour gets below 30 on the RSI, we have a sizable bounce. Like you've seen back here, huge bounce. Seen back here, huge bounce here as well. You can go back in history, maybe 99% of the times the 4 hour gets oversold on the SPY. We are due for a bounce. What's up, Ricky? So it's another reason why I jumped into Facebook calls as well. As you guys know, the indexes are very heavy in those names. QQQ, almost exact same story. Don't really need to go over it much. We are just back testing, guys. Remember this huge weekly channel I was showing you on QQQ? Oh, we broke underneath it, and now we're just back testing it. If we get back into the range, there can be more upside. But also, you have to know that if we reject from this level here, we can roll right back over and set new lows. I know it seems like it's overdone, I know a lot, but macro events are changing, and when macro stuff changes in the market, like Powell raising interest rates or balance sheet runoff like we went over in the session yesterday, downside, there's a lot of downside possible. You can never say like this is the bottom after one day of green, you know what I mean? We need follow through tomorrow, and we need to get back into these channels on QQQ. XLF strong at the end of the day there. I mean, the daily candle doesn't look all that bad. They bought the dip. There's bank earnings coming this Friday. They're starting. And we just have to pay attention to earnings now. If XLF rolls over, there's a lot more downside for SPY as well, I think. Just with QQQ already being so weak. IWM should be much lower. The only reason IWM isn't lower, in my opinion, is because it holds a bunch of financial stuff in it. So if it holds a bunch of financials in IWM, XLF is at all-time highs. That should tell you why we're holding up on IWM. I mean, AMC, GME, top holdings of IWM are not holding this thing up. It's financials. ES, we sent the levels this morning. Absolutely puked through the 46.39, came down. Like I said, I already went over this. We reclaimed it, got all the shorts stuck here, got all the bulls stopped out here. Reclaimed, retest, and rip for the rest of the day. So ES, I'll send the new levels tomorrow, but for right now, we did close above 46.39, which is bullish, but we're tagging right up against the next resistance at 4666. And let's see where we open up tomorrow. VIX here, nice big move at the start of the day and then just completely sold off. So VIX, we have two resistances ahead. Obviously, we can close above either of them. Right now, the support would be 1869 and 21 to the upside. We're just kind of in this range for the last 3 days. Let's see what happens tomorrow on it. Bitcoin flushed the level this morning. Same thing as ES, guys. It just stopped out all the longs when it went underneath. It got more shorts stuck in there, and then they reversed it and ripped it right below. Retest and go. Bitcoin is almost exactly correlated to the market right now. I haven't seen this much correlation between the two in a lot. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it. But basically this morning when ES was weak, Bitcoin lost this level. If you guys look, it was 915 where we lost the level. 915 on ES, we lost the huge level as well. So right here was 915 when we retested this 4639 resistance and we started flushing, and Bitcoin actually led the way. So that's what I was telling you guys the other day. I was watching Bitcoin and ES next to each other, and Bitcoin usually moves first and then ES follows. So you see 915, we had a huge red candle. 920 followed through to the downside. On the ES, we didn't flush till 9:30, so we had 15 minutes of warning. So make sure you guys are watching this correlation. Sometimes they give you little hints. So tomorrow, basically, if Bitcoin makes a big move up or down, most likely ES is going to follow that move delayed. So just keep that correlation up, keep watching it. It's not perfect, obviously, but it's something to keep an eye out for. SQQ, finally a little pullback today. We sold our calls for almost 500% this morning. Why did I sell? Yields look a little toppy. They look like they were coming down. QQQ was just overdone to the downside, in my opinion. Like I said, the SPY 4-hour was oversold. That's why I was taking off puts aggressively at open today. Looks like a pretty good sell. I mean, we were selling up here, right around here. So we almost got the top, and then just from there straight down. So not bad. TNX, the yields, 10-year yields, still above the resistance that it broke out from. So I don't think this is over necessarily, but we are due for some bounces in the market. So maybe some pullback to TNX. Maybe we come back and retest this 172 area breakout. So if we pull back to the 172, the market can run a few days. Tech and growth can run a few days. And then we retest and maybe go higher, which sends the market lower. So that's definitely a possibility. Keep an eye out for that. Uber puts absolutely crushed these. We're selling these for 200% this morning. We bought right here, guys. And now we're selling for 200% in 4 days. Beautiful play. I will look for a re-entry around resistance again. MasterCard, absolutely fantastic play. Bookie brought this chart to my attention. We had this broadening wedge pattern. We bought puts here. Came down today. We were down at 1.37, almost 22 points on MasterCard today. That's a blue chip name, guys. So that's a huge move. We absolutely nailed the puts. I'm still holding a few, but they're all free. Same with Uber. I'm still holding a few, but they're all free. And we're just waiting to see tomorrow, do we get follow through? We still close underneath the 8-day moving average on MasterCard, 366.53. And as long as we are under there, I remain bearish on the stock. Let's see what happens. Mara, perfect sell this morning. Sold these for 200% in the morning. These actually went red. If you didn't sell this morning, those puts went red on you. So just another lesson for you. If you did hold, you lost money, no big deal. Just remember the lesson. Don't be greedy. Take your profits, get out of positions, you know what I mean? And look at this thing closed. I think the puts closed around 97 cents or something. So you would have been red on them if you held. So congrats if you took profit. You did the right thing. Obviously, sometimes we sell and our positions keep going. For example, Mara. Imagine I just expected a huge flush because Bitcoin was under the line. And I just held on. These would have gone red on me. Sometimes I sell for 100% and then they go to 700%. But this is why you just have to be consistent in taking profits, and just over time, it will all add up and you will realize that you're doing the right thing. Tesla, absolute ripper today. Lost this important support here at 10:15 this morning. Goldman Sachs called out calls this morning. I thought he was high. Obviously, he does his research. He had the paper all written out in front of him. His plan was outlined and he absolutely crushed it. So just, I've never met anyone that trades Tesla as well as Goldman Sachs. So for Tesla, probably just refer to him. Amazon, Rickster took some this morning. This is actually a super, super bullish candle. I've seen this candle on a few charts where it's just a clear downtrend and then one exhaustion gap down, which means sellers get exhausted and there's only buyers left. And that's exactly what's forming on Amazon, in my opinion. This could set up for a massive rip. If we have a green day tomorrow, I would expect Amazon to bounce at least to the 8-day moving average, which is at 3,300. So another 70-point move possible on Amazon, in my opinion. Right now, we are under the 8-day moving averages on most stocks on the daily. So if you are in calls, if you're looking for longs, I would just play them to the 8-day moving average and then wait and see how they react there. Same thing on SE, absolutely V-shaped recovery back to almost green on the day. I think it is green on the day, yeah. So all these stocks, all we're looking for right now, it's very clear downtrends. We're looking for oversold bounces to the 8-day moving average, which is at 198.42 on SE. On Amazon, you have 3,300. On Tesla, The 8-day moving average is way up at 1071, so you got another 10 points there. Mara, same thing. 8-day moving average is at 31. So these short-term relief oversold bounces, I would just look to stay in them until the 8-day. If you're holding and you're seeing what happens at the 8-day, it's a wrong decision in my opinion. I'd say sell them and then wait until they reclaim the 8 and hold. Why do I say that? We're very clearly in a downtrend, guys. So it's very clear to me that 8-day moving average is going to be a big struggle for a lot of these stocks, like Dawkin. Dawkin, you guys got to remember where you are at in the charts as well. Dawkin went from 133 all the way to 65. It got cut in half, and now everyone's getting excited about a 6-cent green day. So just remember where you are. The 8-day moving average on Dawkin is at 73.27, so that's all I would look for on a bounce here. Snow, same things. 8 days at 312. Just keep that in mind. You're in calls, but you're fighting the trend basically. I just did SE Oscar. The reason I said 198 to Ricky when he said 200 this week is because of the 8-day moving average. It's at 198.42. So if we do bounce again tomorrow, I would just look for moves to the 8-day moving average. I repeat it again. It's very hard to time market tops and market bottoms. If you guys think you timed the bottom perfectly, you might have, but I mean, there's way too many headwinds. There's way too much macro stuff going on. There's too many binary events this week with CPI and Powell talking. So I would just look for bounces to the 8-day. Even Facebook has a move to 332.74 possible, which is a big move for Facebook. Google was absolutely flying today earlier. Huge day, up 33 points. From lows, it is up 113 points. So that's a big move for Google. Again, it's the exact same kind of candle as Amazon. Exhaustion gap. Looks like sellers are finally done selling and there's only buyers left. Let's see how it reacts at the 8-day if we get up there, and then we'll make our next decision. We got one thing I wanted to point out to you guys is by far the strongest stocks today that I see are cybersecurity. I seen Crowd 195 call flow, and I started looking into the businesses right away. FTNT, just absolute uptrend tear all day. CRWD, huge tear all day. Like, look at this, guys. Just rode the 8-day moving average since 12:45 till 4 o'clock, above the 8-day moving average. Those have been the easiest calls we ever seen. Another one is S. This one is actually very intriguing. It's a solid company. It's brand new and it's near lows. So this is S. This is one to keep an eye on here. Obviously, recently IPO'd, but I would watch this one for a big bounce. Obviously, cybersecurity is not going anywhere, guys. Everything is online today, nowadays, and cybersecurity is a big deal. S went flying. Zscaler went flying. This one was just added to the NASDAQ. FTNT just added to the NASDAQ. Crowdstrike, S. Problem is ad tech, I think. Yeah, this is ad tech, so ignore this one. But keep an eye on the cybersecurity section for the rest of the year. What's up, Satoshi? What's Bitcoin gonna do? Answer me that question. Keep an eye on these cybersecurity stocks all year. Solid sector, very needed. And as you guys see, Crowdstrike is already at the 8-day moving average, which is at 193.19. We closed today at 192.50. And look at the high of the day, 193.18. So we missed the 8-day moving average by 1 cent today, guys. So this is going to be the stock to watch tomorrow, Crowdstrike. Let's see how it acts at the 8-day moving average. If it closes above the 8-day moving average tomorrow, there's more likelihood of this one moving back towards a 21-day. So this is going to be the key stock that tells me what's going to happen in the market for the next few days. Other than that, Moderna, Bookie, amazing call today. All I seen on Moderna, I did not jump in. I was busy selling my puts this morning, but it looked set up. Bookie's been talking about it all weekend. Obviously, they had a healthcare conference today with Pfizer, and obviously they said good stuff. It's up 9% today, up a total of 20 points. From the lows, it's up like 34. So great day. But I don't like where it rejected so far. We did close above the 8-day moving average, which is what I was just telling you guys. In a downtrend, you wait to see how it reacts on the 8-day. Moderna closed above the 8-day. So let's see tomorrow. Do we get another push towards the 21-day, or is this the top? Why do I say is this the top? This is a very clear support, and now it's turning into resistance, as you guys seen on this day as well. Turned into resistance, rolled over. Today we hit it again. Pulled back a little bit from high of day. So tomorrow, if you want to long Moderna for a longer term, I have to see it close above this little back test here. Um, Other than that, I mean, it was a great day. I hope you guys managed well. I hope you guys made a lot of money. Yesterday's session, I got disconnected from the internet, but I wanted to go over a couple things for your longer term holdings. So, one thing I wanted to go over is if you're long a bunch of stuff, right? Especially when the macro environment changes, or especially when the market takes a downturn and you see more downside ahead, you have to know how to hedge. So depending on your account, let's say your guys are very heavy in tech, most of your account is tech based. SQQQ is a inverse QQQ. So when QQQ goes up, SQQ goes up. Oh my god, I can't even talk. When QQQ goes down, SQQQ goes straight up. So it might be a good idea to hedge with this. I know in my TD Bank, I don't have options enabled in those TFSA and RRSP accounts. So what I'll do is I can even buy SQQQ. Right now in TD Bank, I'm holding this SOXS as a hedge. Why am I holding this one? I do have NVIDIA long, and I do think that semiconductors are very extended on longer term timeframes. Obviously, strong day today, so it's down a little bit. But right now we just closed. SMH is a semiconductor ETF, if you don't know. We closed below the 50-day on Friday, and today we bounced a little bit. But for right now, this chart is weak. What I see happening maybe is just a bounce to the 50-day and then roll over again. That's why I'm holding SOXs to hedge my NVIDIA and other stuff in that account. So UVXY is a play on volatility. So the VIX, obviously if you haven't traded VIX contracts, you know they move very weird. But UVXY is a better way to play it, in my opinion. Much easier, much cheaper contracts. It moves a lot too. So it's another option. Obviously, you have the VIX, the volatility index. The VIX problem with hedging your account with VIX is VIX only measures how many puts are on the SPX. So the more people take puts on SPX, the higher the VIX goes. It has nothing to do with anything else, just puts on the SPX. VXX, another volatility play. Let's see what these form here. Obviously, very, especially when the market is at all-time highs, it's harder to hedge up here, but you want to be buying hedges at all-time highs. You don't want to be buying them when they're 4 days down or 5 days down, because that means the premium's going to be elevated and they're going to be a lot more expensive. So even if your hedge goes to zero, it's better to feel safe and you'll sleep better at night. I mean, you're hedged, right? SOXs is I told you guys already. And if you're bearish on China, Yang is a 3x bear ETF. If you're bullish on China, Yin. One of my good friends taught me this. Yin and Yang, you'll never forget it. Yin is bullish, Yang is bearish. So just hedge accordingly to your account. I mean, selling covered calls and stuff is great too if you learn that. And thank you guys.